Look at this guy here, Alex Ikwecheng. He's supposed to be a leader representing a certain constituency in Nigeria, yet he is an oppressor. You know, we all still have this notion that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. The youths, they are better off in the office. But I beg to say it is not true, because most younger leaders in Nigeria, or in Africa, so to say, they are all oppressors. Any slight opportunity given to some youths in Nigeria, they misuse it. Look at this one. Who abuse, who maltreats a guy, a delivery guy who delivered something to his house, even threatening to beat him up using his own police. And this is supposed to be a leader. I don't see this guy as a leader. I am only seeing him as an oppressor. And such person is not fit to be in an office. This is not a leader. You know, I didn't even bother to talk about it. But then, with the analysis of BRG, I just choose to talk about it because even Molumba saying something about an average African youth, I totally agree with it. It is because they don't even have the opportunity to be in there. Because if they have the opportunity to be there, they will do worse than the older people, than the older leaders we have right there. Most especially when it comes to Nigeria. Any little thing they have in their hands, they see it as an opportunity to oppress the poor, to oppress the voiceless Nigerians. That is exactly whom this Alex Ikwecheng. And as we speak, he's still in that office. Can I bust your bubble? He actually made that guy to apologize to him. That guy made a video. That will be a video for another time. I just wanted you guys to watch this analysis of what Molumba has to say about the African youth. Like what Judge said here, who are we when we are alone? Watch this video.
I'm not going to call my policemen to beat you up. I will beat you up. I will show you that I'm a big brother to you.
What are we when we feel eyes are not watching us? I thought of this as well to myself. What am I when I'm not having this camera on recording my conversation? When I off this camera, who am I? When we know that there are no cameras watching us, who are we? Because who we are at that point is what defines our true character. Where is Nigeria heading to? Let's think about this, my dear friends. But what Lumumba himself said...
Well, Prof, if I could bring this in, I mean, we as you always say, the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. What is the impression? What kind of impression do you get about young people's approach to fighting corruption?
You know, there was a time when I believed naively, of course, that the next generation is a generation that will be slightly better than our generation. But I'm quite clear in my mind that holding all factors constant, the younger generation is, in my view, even more dangerous to Africa.
Oh dear.
Because they have learned from the older generation. Remember the age-old saying that when mother cow is chewing cud, baby cow, namely the calf, is watching very keenly. The next generation of Africans is waiting for the opportunity to be thieves. And a recent survey in Kenya demonstrated that over 40% of young people think that there is nothing wrong with corruption. The only thing that they think is wrong is to be arrested, and that the only thing that you must do is to avoid being arrested. And I'm quite certain that if a survey were to be conducted in Nigeria, many young Nigerians would love to be in the situation where they can steal. So that people condemn corruption sometimes not because they hate it, but because they themselves don't have the opportunity to be corrupt. It is not going to be easy, and going forward we must go back to the basics and ask ourselves as Africans what it is that we must do. And I think what we must do is to create a new African. An African who has integrity, an African who believes that there is honesty, and that can only be done if we punish the corrupt. Impunity is one of the problems. There is the story of one infamous Nigerian called James Ibori, who is now serving term in Nigeria, or rather in the United Kingdom. He could not be jailed here in Nigeria, and he is now jailed in the United Kingdom. In our own country, we have cases where people have been convicted and their money confiscated in the United Kingdom, but in our own country, nothing is happening. In other words, there is a sense in which we in Africa condone and encourage thieves. And in any event, in many African countries, most of those who are elected into public office are thieves.
The youths.
So what's your take on this video? You think this guy should be allowed in an office? For me, no. Such person is not fit to lead. Having watched this video to the end, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you as you do. Bye for now.